Welcome to another episode of Just Facts Entertainment. In this episode, I'm gonna give you 10 facts about me, Chucky. For all you idiots that probably didn't know, let's get started with number 10. There are a lot of movies today based on killer dolls like me, but back in the 80s, Child's Play creator Dan Mancini was inspired by the Cabbage Patch craze. Seeing how popular the toys were and how the marketing for them made people go crazy, Mancini decided to make a dark satire about how marketing affected children. My design was also clearly inspired by the My Buddy dolls, which made their debut in 1985. The reason Mancini never brought this up in the past was to make sure there was no chance of him getting sued. Number 9. Andy and I were almost blood brothers. Horror buffs are pretty familiar with my origins. Originally, however, the script had a completely different story. The first script was about me having realistic flesh that could rip and bleed like a human. Children would then have to buy good guy bandages in order to fix and take care of their toy. Mancini has explained that the first idea was to have Andy accidentally cut his thumb, mixing his blood with mine. This brought the me to life and caused me to attack the people that Andy didn't like. Feeling this idea was too abstract and made the child the villain, director Holland and screenwriter John Lafia rewrote the script to instead make the doll possessed with the soul of the greatest serial killer of all time. That being said, Dan Mancini was never really a fan of the voodoo storyline. Number 8. It took 11 people to control Chucky. While animatronics and CGI are commonly used today, they were both up-and-coming technologies when Child's Play was being filmed. The majority of the scenes were filmed with an animatronic puppet, but it wasn't the easiest thing to use. It took 11 different people to control me, with a different person handling each part of my body from my legs to my eyebrows. Special effects shop's stupid visor. Howard Berger once recalled it took them 27 takes to just get me to hit a button to electrocute a doctor. My aluminum fingers would often poke through the latex fingers, which ultimately started eating up costs. And number 7, Ed Gale set on fire. While an animatronic doll was used for many of the scenes, some of the more complex scenes were filmed. They used my stunt double, Ed Gale. The effect was pulled off by building the sets 30% bigger, but most people can still tell someone is behind the Chucky mask. He doesn't look as sexy as me. Gale was also the actor to wear the Chucky costume when they had to do the fire sequences. Each take with fire would last around 45 seconds, but the actor got more injured when he needed to be pulled up a fireplace for a shot. The crew pulled the actor up, but accidentally dropped him 6-8 feet, which injured his back. Number 6, Jessica Walter, original voice of Chucky. Today, Brad Dourif is most known for the role for my voice. Dourif has voiced me in every Child's Play movie to date, except for the remake where he was replaced by Mark Hamill. Since the voice of the demon in The Exorcist had been by Mercedes McCambridge, director Tom Holland. And not the little punk that plays Spider-Man you guys are thinking about. Holland thought they should go with a woman for my voice. As Holland described it, I tried to use an electronic overlay to the voice, like a Robbie the Robot kind of thing, because that's how the toys with sound chips worked. When it came time for Mancini to see the first cut of the film, it was Jessica Walter's voice heard instead of Dourif's. The voice didn't fit, but Mancini has said he thinks the recording are still somewhere. I would love to hear those recordings. Number 5, Chucky's real name. Most Child's Play fans know my full name is Charles Lee Ray, but a lot of people don't know where that name came from. It's actually a combination of 3 famous murders: Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray. Manson was responsible for a series of murders carried out by his followers during the 1960s. Oswald assassinated JFK in 1963, and Ray was convicted of killing civil rights leader Martin Luther King in 1968. What a perfect name for the world's best killer. Number 4, You Live in My World. The movie Bride of Chucky has one of the greatest horror movie Easter eggs of all time, even though some of you might not like the movie.
It includes a scene at the Lockport Police Evidence Depository.
You can see artifacts from those other lame killers, like Michael Myers' mask, Freddy Krueger's glove, Leatherface's chainsaw, and Jason Voorhees' hockey mask. Many fans have taken this as proof that I exist within the same cinematic universe as Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In reality, they are all in my world. Ronnie Yu, who directed The Bride of Chucky, also directed that Freddy vs. Jason crap. Number 3, my first victim. Did you know that I had my own books? Matthew J. Costello wrote the official novelization of Child's Play 2 and 3. And the author added a few bonus scenes to the story, which fleshed out the backstories of me and Andy. One chapter takes the reader back to my youth, to a time long before my soul was transferred into a damn tomb of plastic. It reveals that I was placed in special needs classes as a child, was bullied, had an absent father, and an abusive mother. My first murder victim ended up being my own mom. She deserved it, and I strangled her to death. This would go on to be my M.O., hence the nickname the Lakeshore Strangler. Number 2, original name of the movie. Mancini's first draft of the script was called Batteries Not Included, but Steven Spielberg was making the movie with the same title. Could you imagine the posters if they went with the original plan of calling it Batteries Not Included? Featuring the killer doll Buddy, a rubber doll come to life in a homicidal rage after absorbing the subconscious rage of his young owner. Sounds stupid, huh? After that, they came up with the title Blood Buddy, until they finally landed on Child's Play. Yay, your blood buddy's coming that time of the month. Number 1, Chucky versus whoever the hell wants to die. It was always rumored that Mancini wanted to have a Chucky versus Freddy Krueger movie. We all know that I would wipe the floor with that pervert, but recently he has brought up more characters that I could destroy. He was quoted saying, "You probably read or heard about how I've always wanted to do a Freddy versus Chucky crossover. I think that would be really fun, but now that we're doing well in this different medium at Universal, there are other Universal-owned monsters that theoretically could be at our disposal. So it's something that we do talk about. I'll put it that way. I won't say too much about it, but stay tuned. It's definitely an interest of mine as well. Bring it on! I'll take them all on. Any one of you that want it with me. Michelle Myers, Jessica Voorhees. I'll have you running back and crying to your mom. Frederica Krueger. I know you want a piece of me, you damn perv. Well, that was 10 facts about the amazing, sexiest horror legend ever, Chucky. You like this video, then make sure you hit the subscribe so we can make more like this. Just Facts Entertainment will be back with another episode soon. How many of these facts did you already know? List any facts that you know that aren't on the list in the comments. Until next time, go kill yourself.